I'm really grateful you are joining me for this adventure, and I hope you love the story I'm about to share. It's a special one, so let's jump right in. Over the Labor Day weekend, my wife and I made plans to escape to our lake house, a cozy retreat we adore, and we invited a bunch of our closest friends to come along for the fun. Right on time, a line of cars rolled up to our front gate, their horns blaring in a playful chorus, nudging me to hurry up and let them in. I swung the gate open with a grin, welcoming everyone onto the property, and we all split into little groups to get things ready. Some folks started setting the dining table with care, others got the grill going for a big barbecue, and a few even began warming up the sauna for later. We'd all agreed to spend the night, since the house has plenty of space to comfortably fit everyone, with extra bedrooms and cozy nooks to spare. This lake house means the world to me. It's been in my family for years, handed down by my grandmother, who left it to me after she passed. My wife and I poured our hearts into a major renovation to make it truly ours, and now it's our go-to spot for weekends, holidays, and making memories. After a couple of hours bustling around, getting everything just right, we all gathered around the table for a lively, festive dinner, filled with laughter and good vibes. After enjoying a few too many drinks, I started feeling wiped out and decided to head to bed, leaving our guests to keep the party going with my wife. I knew slipping away wasn't the most courteous move, but I was just too exhausted to keep up. Somewhere in the dead of night, I stirred awake, my throat parched and begging for water. To my shock, my wife wasn't beside me in bed, and the house was eerily quiet, yet a strange unease gnawed at me. I decided to search for her, tiptoeing through the stillness, and soon picked up odd sounds drifting from the sauna. Peering inside, I caught sight of my wife entangled with one of our friends in a way that made my stomach churn. I gently shut the door without a sound and slipped back to bed, my palms sweaty and my heart racing like all the drinks from earlier had vanished from my system. Lying there, staring at the ceiling, I wrestled with what to do next. After all, a divorce could mean losing half my assets, including this cherished lake house, since it was joint property. That's when I resolved to stay quiet and protect what was mine before making any moves. A little while later, my wife slid back into bed, acting as if nothing was wrong, wrapping her arms around me while I lay still, pretending to be fast asleep. Once she finally dozed off, I carefully eased out of her embrace, my mind still spinning. The next morning, everyone gathered in the kitchen for breakfast, and there was her new friend, sitting across from me with a smug, carefree look, eating off my plates in my family's home. My fists tightened with rage, but I held it together, determined not to tip off those two just yet. I opened up to a few trusted family members about what I'd seen, and as soon as we returned to the city, I started quietly transferring my assets to relatives. My wife, distracted by her new friend, hardly noticed my frequent errands. 6 months later, I'd successfully moved all my property, including the lake house, into my family's names, leaving me legally owning nothing. The moment of truth came at a family gathering in a fancy restaurant, with her relatives there too. I stood up, took a deep breath, and calmly shared how my beloved wife had been carrying on with my so-called friend. Her face flushed a deep red, and she bolted from the room in embarrassment. I thanked everyone for listening and walked out. That evening, I packed up all her things and waited for her to come home. She stumbled in, drunk and teary-eyed, and when she saw her bags, she had the nerve to claim half the house was hers. I was floored by her boldness, considering I'd bought the place with my own savings. That's when I broke the news. I no longer owned any assets. They were all transferred out of my name. Furious, she came at me, and I had to gently push her back to calm her down. She staggered, then broke into sobs. I told her she needed to leave right away, warning that I'd call the police if she didn't, knowing that, as a teacher, any police trouble could wreck her career. So she left. After the divorce was finalized, we went our separate ways, and I cut all contact with that friend too. I didn't bother confronting him. I just told him to steer clear of me for good. If you enjoyed this story, please hit that like button, subscribe to catch more, and check out our other tales for more heartfelt adventures.